So today's already off to a much better start than yesterday was, which is great. And no, it's not just because we're here at EPCOT, though that does help. The long and short of it is that today was basically a redo. I did all the things that went wrong yesterday and it just didn't go wrong today, at least not yet. But we're celebrating that win by being here at EPCOT, wandering around, checking some things out. There's also a menu item that you guys wanted us to try and I want to try it. So we're gonna do that today. More on that here in a bit. First and foremost, let's take a couple more sips of water and make our way in. I mean, we are already technically in the park, but our goal is to make our way around World Showcase today, so that's where we're headed. I also want to pop on over to the Odyssey on our way out today, so don't let me forget about that. First things first though, we're headed this direction around World Showcase because I'm a little hungry. Even though things went well today, it was still a long morning, you know, and I forgot to eat breakfast. So even though we are kind of approaching lunch, I don't know if I'm gonna make it, okay? There's also another reason that this is gonna be our first stop. I'll explain that here in a second, but first, gotta put my Pats hat on. It's a little toasty. Wanna keep the sun off my head, so, you know, go Pats. All right, let's go. Okay, quick side note. So I just got off the phone, whoa, sorry about that. I just got off the phone with Disney Vacation Club. This was regarding the Disney Vacation Club guide situation that I started telling you about the other day. So I do have a bit of an update, which is great. Also, that's not related to why yesterday was so rough, but I did talk about it yesterday, and that's just another thing. Another thing we're resolving. Amazing. What a day. Anyway, we've made our way to our goal destination. I don't know if you can tell where we are. If you look behind me, we're in Italy. And I know what you're thinking. Wait a second. Why are you in Italy for food? Well, it's not the pizza window, it's the Italy booth. Oh yeah, there it is. The most infamous booth here at EPCOT for any festival, really. Italy is known for two things when it comes to the food booths at festivals. Number one, being way too expensive, which I definitely can agree with, especially based on some of the things we've gotten here in the past. And number two, just not being that good, which is always salt in the wound when it's expensive, you know? But here's the thing. Every once in a while, there's a dish that pops up over here that I really want to try, sometimes because it looks good, sometimes because it looks ridiculous. And for Food and Wine this year, they have an Italian style nachos. That's how it's listed. Nachos is in quotes, so we have to try it. Also, you wanted us to try it, so let's go see how this thing is. And see if it's as bad as everyone says it is, because some people are saying it's pretty bad. Let's take a look real quick. This is what it looks like. I mean, it looks fine. $9.25 though. We'll see. We will see. All right, so here they are. And at first glance, they look fine. Also, I know that people have been talking about the sauce. Looks pretty good to me. Smells pretty good. All right, let's take a bite. Just the sauce first. That's really good. Also, I didn't wait too long before I'm eating this. I'm sure that some people like stop to take their pictures and everything like that. I did stop and take some pictures because I mean, of course, right? But it's not like we waited all that long. We're just eating this like anyone would. We've loaded up a crispy noodle. Let's try it. That's pretty good. Honestly, I don't really think there's anything to complain about here. It's crispy, the sauce is good, it's got a little bit of cheese. I'm happy. All right, we've finished. Let's go throw this away and then let's chat. Okay, first of all, some people need to calm down, okay? And I'm not saying you, because I know that one of you made the recommendation based on some really bad reviews of that dish. And you know what? By the way, there's nothing wrong with that. Everyone wants to see others make questionable decisions every once in a while, and I am here for you, okay? But look, I think like with so many other things here at Walt Disney World, here on social media, you get people really leaning into the fact that it's like weird or gross because they didn't get a dish that looked exactly right, you know? Sometimes, especially with content creators, we take pictures, we're trying other things, and then things just cool off and congeal a little bit. And it's not as good as it would have been if you would have tried it. Is that the situation with this dish? Probably. I mean, I thought it was fine. That said, is it anything like super interesting? No. I mean, it's a little quirky considering it's like crispy pasta noodles with the sauce on top. So it's different, but not all that different where I think it's worth going out of your way for. It was tasty, but nothing spectacular. You know what I mean? So like good, worth trying if you want to try it anyway. Certainly not gross or too weird, you know? I hope I'm making sense here. The point that I'm ultimately trying to get at is, was it good? Yeah. Would I get it again? Probably not. But is it, by any sense of the definition, bad? No. No, it was fine. Maybe not worth $9, but still fine. I also thought the execution was done well on that dish, which when you have a quirky dish like that, sometimes it isn't, but the noodle chips were the perfect size. So even though they were hard, like you couldn't just bite through them easily, or at least I couldn't, you could get the whole thing in your mouth, which was nice. I really did appreciate that. Okay, enough about the nachos. Let's move on. All right, said I wanted to check out the brewing labs over at the Odyssey, something I want to keep an eye out for, let you know about it. So that's our next order of business. I don't think I'm gonna get any food today because I am kind of full from those nachos, but I don't know, maybe. At least we'll catch some AC. Okay, I know we're not in the Odyssey anymore and it's probably really loud over here, but in the Odyssey, which is Muppets Labs, the brewing lab starring the Muppets or whatever, they do have some fun things that not a lot of people know about. I know that some outlets have been talking about them here and there, but I'm gonna mention it so that you can take advantage of this if you happen to be here. They have special buttons. You can choose one of like 3 or 4 buttons. They also have some stickers. This is super cool. Of course, you do need to know about it. You do need to ask for it. And I don't know what the situation is. I know that some people have been saying that like they only give out so many per day. So manage your expectations, you know what I mean? Don't expect anything, but you never know. If you ask, you might be able to get a cool button, and that is a free souvenir. No purchase necessary, by the way. I didn't purchase anything. I just waited in line and asked. Anyway, all right, let's get out of the sun. It's super toasty over here. Also, I want to fill you in on this DVC situation, but I also want to fill up my water bottle, so let's make our way over to the drink station. Okay, I filled up my water, sitting down, having a quick drink, and I wanted to talk to you about the situation with DVC, because like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I had been on the phone with them. So we did reach out to DVC and tell them that we were running into issues with our guide, and they got us in contact with another guide, and we have begun the process of transitioning over to that person instead of the person that we were originally assigned. So there was a little bit of back and forth, but the process was relatively simple. And this guide did call me and spent like 10-15 minutes on the phone with me, chatting and just assuring me that this was going to be a much better experience moving forward. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. Of course, you never really know how these things are gonna turn out until, you know, the wheels start turning. So we'll see how it goes moving forward. I am hopeful though, especially because this new guide is located here in Florida. I don't even think I mentioned this to you guys, but I later found out that the guide we were assigned to wasn't even stateside. Not that that's any excuse, because if you're a guide, you should be doing guide things. You know what I mean? Like regardless where you are. But I did think that that was interesting. I'll be honest with you though, I'm really curious as to why they went that route when it came to assigning us a guide, particularly because Aulani, which is a Disney Vacation Club property in Hawaii, so I get why there are guides out there, but like we don't own at Aulani, never even been to Aulani. So it's just a weird choice on their behalf, at least in my opinion, but so far seem to have rectified that situation, which I'm happy about. Only situation left to rectify though is making our way back to the Jeep. By the way, on my way in today, I saw some people commenting on the motorcycle parking here in EPCOT. There is, in fact, motorcycle parking throughout Walt Disney World. I've seen it at Magic Kingdom, EPCOT, Animal Kingdom. I don't know where it is at Hollywood Studios. I do know that they have it over at Universal as well, so, you know, take note of that. It is very conveniently located near the front of the parking lot, but I mean, it's no fun to ride in this weather, especially riding back home after a day out and about. when it's hot. I don't just say this theoretically, but I used to ride when we lived in Okinawa. It was like this, and it'll zap you real quick. So I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze on that one, but if you've ever considered taking your bike to the parks, let me know about it. Well, you'll notice I'm walking the opposite direction now. It's because I walked all the way to the wrong Jeep. Yikes. Anyway, I think that about does it for today here at EPCOT. Let me know if you would try those Italian nachos in air quotes. Let me know if you have tried them. And let me know, of course, if there's anything else you want us to try when visiting EPCOT, doing the food and wine thing. I also want to hear what your thoughts are when it comes to being assigned a Disney Vacation Club guide who's not in your time zone. You know, like not a couple hours off, but you know, like Hawaii's quite a ways away, you know? So let me know your thoughts in a comment down below. Of course, subscribe so you don't miss any of our future adventures, and stay cool out there. We'll do our best out here. Alrighty, have a good one. I'll see you next time.